What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. If anybody was here with me live an hour ago, and I got my girl Victoria with me. What's going on, V?
Woohoo! I just rolled out of bed, obviously, so that was real fun.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
It's 8 a.m. here, so
Yeah, I love it.
super great.
Happy
Love
Sunday
that
to
for
you.
me.
So anybody who's whether you're catching the replay or you're hanging out with us right now, this is our official book club that we've been working on putting together. It's been over the past month or so. I think we've been planning this, which has been really cool. Victoria reached out to me. V, I appreciate you throwing the ideas my way, and I love that we're collaborating like this. So yeah, very, very exciting. And now, of course, we are going to be talking about Batman today. But it's not always going to be that way. We will be changing things up and talking about different things along the way. But yes, that is the graphic novel, I guess you can call it, or trade that we'll be talking about today. So Tynion's Batman 86 through 94. As you know, we know Tom King has finished his run with Batman, and this is where Tynion has come in and kind of taken over. So that's what we're going to talk about. I do want to mention, first and foremost, of course, hit that thumbs up if you're here, or if you're just watching this now, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I also added Victoria's information in the description below, so make sure you sub her up and also follow her over on Instagram, because Victoria and I will be going back and forth on each other's channels for this show.
Yeah.
So, this is going to be, for now, a bi-weekly thing, and see where that goes. So make sure you guys sub her up if you do not already have her subbed up. V, before we dive into it, you want to we just say a quick hello to the chat?
Yes, we've got heaps of people in the chat, so very exciting. Good morning or good afternoon for you guys, because it is like 4 o'clock.
You
have had a good Saturday and you've been reading good comics and all of that good stuff. So
yeah, absolutely. We got my man Ruben Guzman, Cowabunga. Thanks for stopping in. Travis Station. TM Nerdy in the house. Station. Copy 801. I love how V just looks so done in that photo. Oh, in the banner. We got Raging Cajun Comics hanging out with us. Justin, the Iron Man of the community. Oh man, I appreciate that. I appreciate you hanging out before too, Raging. I know you were in here. A lot of you I see that were there before. Mercy also hanging out with us from Sweden. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. Let me see who else we got in here. We got my man Sith Lordley in the house from Spine Ticks. Always appreciate you. Sith Lordley has a great show coming up this evening, so make sure you all check that out as well. We got Brandon, Comics Kings. What's going on, Brandon?
Hope you're doing well.
2 shows in a row. Yes, it's wild. It's like Tuesday all over again. My man Fable Station. What's up, Fable? Fable was funny in the chat earlier as well. Thanks for chiming in on everything. I think we're getting everybody. Unoriginal. Hello.
Hello.
Cool. All right. I think we got everybody at the moment. You guys feel free to chime in, ask questions. We would love to address anything as we go along. Or if you just are curious how the how the book is, or whatever your thoughts are, let us know. Thanks, Fable. He said great interview. Appreciate that, man. So V, let's kind of kick it off. I want to ask you first, your general thoughts on this as a whole, including the story, the artwork, everything. What do you think of this overall, and how would you grade it if you had to put a 1 out of 10, 10 being the best kind of grade?
I wasn't reading any in continuity Batman before I started reading this last year or the year before, whenever it was that it started coming out with Tynion writing, because my comic book shop said hey, issue 86 is a good jumping on point. I think you would really like it. You should give it a go. So we got I think it must have been the second printing one in.
Yeah.
And I started reading it from there. And I didn't read it issue by issue. I actually waited until I had maybe 5 issues in hand, and then I read them all back to back, and I was like, where's more of that Batman? I need some more of that Tynion Batman stuff. Give me the content. And so naturally I did really enjoy it. I loved the artwork, especially. I really loved how Jorge Jimenez draws Catwoman. I just think she's so stunning. So that really sent me especially. And like, because now I have gone back and read a bit of the Tom King stuff, and comparatively, like, this is really like my vibe. Like, this is like dark, gritty, like what I want from Batman, because the Batman out of continuity stuff that I was reading beforehand is all quite dark stuff, which, you know, like Batman stories generally are. So it's funny looking back at the Tom King stuff, and I find the Tom King stuff actually isn't that dark, because we've got Mikkel Janin art and we have Joelle Jones art a lot of the time. So it's a lot brighter visually, but the storytelling, naturally Tom King likes to kind of try and tell like an uplifting story. Like, he's like, this is dark, and then we got to this cool happy ending. Like, that's kind of
emotional.
His MO. And so like that, even though I like it, and I did like a lot of Tom King's stuff, like as individual small stories, like this run so far overall, and specifically like their Dark Design story, really just was like, this is my stuff, like this is my thing, like I love it. So there are a couple of issues later down in the run, not in this stuff that we're discussing today, that I didn't enjoy as much. But yeah, overall, this particular story arc, I actually give it like I usually rate out of 5. So I give it like a 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I really liked it. Like, I really, really like it. So naturally, because I wanted to reread it so that everyone else would read it.
right. Yeah. Well, I think that's a spot on with the rate, because I feel very similar. And I should note that for anyone who doesn't know this, I am not a DC person. I have never really taken the time to, well, no, I shouldn't say never. I made a decision like 2 years ago that I was going to stop reading DC, because I was so into Marvel that I just felt like I couldn't keep up with everything. And I just feel like I'm obligated to, which is, I shouldn't feel that way, but I feel like when I'm into something, I want to know all the characters. I want to know all the backgrounds and the origins and what, you know, what abilities they have and everything. So I took a break from DC in general. However, before I took that break, I did read some Tom King Batman, as that was some of the stuff I was getting into at first. I liked it. I liked some of his stuff. I didn't get through all of it, so I know that it gets worse, I guess, or for some people anyways.
For some people, for
sure. So I read the first, I think, 6 trades or so, and I really enjoyed that stuff. So I think they're the first 32 issues or so. And then that was about the time where I'm like, okay, I got to stop with DC, also because of like money and stuff. I was trying to allocate, you know, my budget to what I wanted to get more, you know, more. But Victoria, you have ruined me, because I'm super back into DC. You and I blame many others as well.
Kelly as well. Sure.
Kelly, Abby.
The girls are getting you back into DC.
Seriously. And so, I mean, I'm really enjoying just, you know, diving back in. So for me, when I read the Batman stuff, I can't help but think about like the movies that I've watched in the past. And I don't know if it's fair to like compare necessarily, but I feel like I got a lot of what I wanted out of this particular read. Because and again, I might, maybe a lot of Batman's like this and I just don't know or realize that, but you know, I just love that there were so many twists and turns and so many things that Tynion had you focused on that was like the small game, or the, you know, kind of like with Batman, like Batman was being, you know, battling with all these other things going on. Meanwhile, there's this bigger picture, you know, going on within the story. So I like that kind of stuff, kind of that mystery stuff, and wondering, always asking the question, like, why did that happen? What's up next? What are the plans? You know, that kind of mystery stuff. So, and I'm probably, you know, this is all Batman. I know this is like his style in general, that character. So I should probably just read more Batman, which I'm going to. And, that's definitely the plan, amongst other DC stuff. But I think 4.5 out of 5 stars is definitely spot on. And I wanted to. I saw Mercy was saying.
Yes,
I'm still reading the run. So when you are around issue 92, I'll be like Batman and disappear. So yeah, Mercy. I don't know if we're necessarily going to go. We're not going to do like issue by issue per se, at least not with this particular trade, just because there was a lot more issues than your typical 6-issue trade. But you know, just be aware, Mercy, that we are going to be spoiling some stuff. I did add that here. And I what did he say here? He said, I agree. Jimenez art really adds to the great story. Beautiful expressions, even though they were all wearing masks. Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah,
Agreed.
for sure.
I don't know if I said hi to Morbius before, but what's up, Morbius? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, I was just talking to him on Facebook the other day, and he was saying how much he really likes this run. So, not Facebook. Why did I say Facebook? Instagram. Duh. I don't really use Facebook.
I thought about that. I was like, oh, wow, you guys are Facebook friends. That's cool.
I mean, that would be nice, but like I literally have 20 Facebook friends, so that would be unusual.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of, we got Abby in the chat. What's up, Abby? She must have heard. She must have heard that we were talking about her, so she got the sense and jumped in.
Can we say congratulations to Abby as well, because she got the call that she can go back to work? So congratulations! Yay! We're so excited for you.
Yes, congrats.
So yeah, that's really cool.
We also got Candace as well.
Yeah, so yay, Candace! I love her so much.
What's up, Candace?
She's the sweetest.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. So. Let me think then. So where we want to, we made a whole slideshow. Let me just say that. So we're going to talk about some of our favorite parts. But you want to break down like the grand scheme of things right now, just kind of like, where this starts and, the general, sense of the story.
So I haven't actually read the City of Bane stuff that Tom King did. I'm still waiting for a hold from the library for those 2 trades. But from what I understand, it like ends with, Alfred dying in City of Bane. And so we're opening up with like a particularly stressed Batman, it feels like. And he is figuring stuff out, like trying to solve this plot as he does. He's like got the intel or whatever. These villains are coming and he's like, and he is talking to Alfred, and then not Alfred. He is talking to Alfred in his head, but he's talking to Lucius. And there's like a particularly sort of like emotional moment, like right from the get-go, where he mistakenly calls Lucius Alfred.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of where we start. We've got this kind of like, like halfway, like thrown for a loop, like almost like more emotional than we have seen him before. Like the last time we really saw him like this sort of like bent out of shape was obviously the wedding. And then that like, but after the wedding with the like court case for Mr. Freeze. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah.
To start with.
And then we get all these villains that are starting to show up that are, there's always, like we were saying before, like there's this bigger picture, but right now Batman is trying to focus on like what's going on. I know we meet like Cheshire, who I'm not as familiar with. And then a couple other characters.
Typically a Green Arrow villain from my knowledge, I think, because she is related to, I'm pretty sure she's related to like one of the other Archers or something.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm pretty sure she crops up more in that part of DC than Batman, but I could be wrong.
Right.
Someone could correct me.
And then we get like, I mean, we see a lot of Deathstroke obviously going on, and then with that we have like the core villains of like Penguin and Riddler, Joker, and of course Catwoman. Even though now like Catwoman, I mean, because there's like some flashbacks in this, right? But like,
yeah,
Catwoman is essentially a good guy now, which I'm kind of new to, as I'm saying. Like, I'm not a DC reader, so like just getting into this, getting an understanding of that. Obviously, I know there was this whole wedding thing, and they even have a comic book out together right now, Batman and Catwoman. So I know that there's this relationship. She's not necessarily this evil, bad guy that she may have once looked like in the past.
She's more like an anti-hero, like a reluctant hero, I would say. Like she's, she does good for like the little guy, but she's also like, fuck you to the big guy. So, which is funny. Yeah. Like that's why her and Bruce are so like funny together.
I think that's spot on. So then from there, I guess, we have this grand scheme of things going on, but meanwhile, these 4 were brought together by a mystery person that we don't know at first. And, basically there's this much bigger picture involved. Right. And, Batman, of course, trying to figure all this out along the way. I guess I should just bring up the pictures, because I feel like I did try to keep them in somewhat order too, now that I think about it. So I think to talk a little bit more about some of the things that we're already starting to point out here. Let's bring that in here. So we got this fabulous slide that we put together.
Fabulous, just stunning.
So
Love
let me
to see it.
kick over here to the next slide. So this is kind of what you were mentioning first, this panel on the left here with him calling Lucius Alfred. And it was deep.
Yeah, that's some heavy emotions right there. I don't think any like Batman stuff made me quite so like sad, I guess, as this, except the only other time I can think of was actually another Alfred related moment in Sean Murphy's Batman White Knight. There was like an Alfred related moment in there which made me really emotional, like similar to this. I don't know what it is. It must be like the dad vibes with Alfred, but it was like, oh God.
Well, think about like Nightwing too. That's another one. The new Nightwing.
Exactly. Yeah, we've like hit on that in the new Nightwing too. So for sure. And then I just thought like not that this is Jorge Jimenez's art in this particular issue, but this artwork is just so dark, like for the villains. And then not in this particular page, like later in another couple of pages, there's another really dark, like gritty, like creepy as fuck one of the Joker as well. And I just think particularly the way that Nigma is drawn here to look like the question mark, just like really creeps me out. And I think it's interesting, like as well, like looking at Nigma's like evolution over the last like couple of years with modern comics, like going from Snyder's version of him where he's almost like a chubby like nerdy kid to Tom King's version where he's almost like hot in a creepy like not cute boyfriend, like like what's that, he'd be like a sociopath boyfriend type way. Like that was the kind of vibe you got from him with the like Kite Man like storyline in Tom King's Batman, and now we've got like meth head Nigma. Ooh, so I think that's like really interesting and like cool that we're kind of going down this very dark track with the characters, and you can kind of see it as well. Like it's nice that it doesn't necessarily take the character completely away from what other people have done. It's just more like an evolution over time, which I like. So
yeah,
now I'm rambling.
No, you're spot on. I agree, and I really like. And again, I'm not as familiar with some of the different ways they were drawn in the past, but like seeing Penguin here, the way he is such a evil, like scary dude. That I really like how that's done. I had a question about like, what is up with the Riddler's back here in this picture? Like, is he like, he's got like this hunchback vibe going? Did something happen to him that I don't know about? Or is that just kind of the style that he was doing?
I think it's just the style. I don't think it's any like
a mutation
or anything
something like
that.
Right.
No, I don't think so. I think it's just supposed to show that he's like super like malnourished and like focused on his riddle or like whatever. So
right. Okay. Mercy was asking, wait till you read what happened to Alfred. No spoilers there. I haven't read anything.
I'm waiting for that to come from the library. So,
okay, so Tomorrow Cinema in the house station, brother.
Hey.
What's up? Also, Raging says everyone is hot, just like the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Baby.
Yeah. I was saying about how hot everyone was on my live on Instagram yesterday, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I was just like, Anthony Mackie's hot, Sebastian Stan's hot, the actress for Carly is hot. Yeah, so
I love it.
Yeah.
Let's jump into the next slide here. I have some really beautiful panels here, and I threw in the one with the Joker here kind of being buried because I thought it was kind of interesting as we were being misled, along the way to figure out what's going on in this story. So that was within, as I see, part 3 here. Catwoman is trying to dig up, or she, gets a tip to go actually see about this rumor of Joker being dead and actually being buried or not. So this is her kind of digging this out. I noticed there's a lot of rain in this whole entire run. It was a very rainy. I mean, I know that's like the vibe of Gotham and Batman in general.
Yeah.
But these are some beautiful panels, and just everything from Catwoman's emotion in that middle panel, the way it's drawn and everything, all the way to getting hit with this beautiful. I know these aren't back-to-back panels, but seeing Harley Quinn show up. I love that splash page that they have.
My girl, yes. So, so good. Yeah, definitely. I love the way that Harley is drawn in like these super modern comics. Because I did go back and read some of the old like New 52, like Suicide Squad and stuff like that. My God, like it is not cute.
Oh,
Versus
really?
now, like it's just she's got way more personality. Like her outfits are still like hot and like aesthetically pleasing, but practical. Oh, Jen's here. Hi,
Jennifer.
Jen.
What's
Yeah, so I just love the way that, and I obviously the movie like influence on the way that she's drawn in comics has kind of helped that, I think. So yeah, I love the way that she's drawn at the moment, like in all the modern comics. So, oh, Jen.
Thanks, Jen.
We won't talk about the pearls though. I don't think the pearls are in this one. Jen hates the Batman pearls, so yeah.
So with the other thing too is for me, again, being newer to reading a lot of Batman, seeing Harley Quinn team up with Catwoman, that's not like normal, right? That usually doesn't have like from my knowledge of like Harley Quinn. I mean, I know she's, especially with the movie, she's like more of an anti-villain in general too, kind of what you were saying about the puppy. It's kind of like what you were saying with Catwoman. So I like the relationship that we see here with these two, and I did add a few more panels as well with those two working together.
I love their banter.
The back and forth was the best. It really was like, and because of this, I'm obsessed with Harley. I love Harley Quinn. So that's that. Also, I forgot to announce anyone. We have 13 people here watching, so thank you all for watching. We are Victoria has a giveaway that we want to do at the end of this. Okay, so she's going to do a giveaway, so make sure you stick around for that. And then also, I have two things that I want to just show because they are very relevant to what we're talking about right now, and it's really cool. So make sure you stick around for that as well. So let's jump into the next slide here. We have so this is great. Just a couple of scenes of these villains that have been introduced, because these two particularly are new, right? I saw that these are like their first appearances. Mr. Teeth. And what's this guy's name on the left? I forget his name now.
I can't remember either, actually. Sorry, I've got Atlas, so I can't have a look.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I like how Tynion has actually introduced like so many new characters to like freshen up the roster of the like Rogues Gallery. He really like goes hard for that, actually, which I think is super fun and exciting.
Yeah.
And just keeps it all like super like interesting, because you really don't know what he's going to utilize or what's going to be new and that sort of thing. And while you're reading, so it's really cool.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of new characters. If you can introduce them and make them work, the idea of their mystery, and as we take time to learn what they do and what they're about, is always intriguing. So I think it's great that he's utilizing that in a way that really can keep the reader hooked. I saw
Abby's comment.
Copy said Harley teamed up with Catwoman in the Gotham City Sirens. Oh, I didn't know that.
That's I need to read that. I have looked at Gotham City Sirens before, but I actually don't love the art style. So I kind of have like put off reading it. But yeah, I think I will read it digitally. So maybe that can be a future team up book.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be fun.
Abby's saying that she makes her want to see a dentist. Yeah, for sure. Very creepy, that guy, Mr. Teeth. He is all just the way he keeps his hands and everything. Yeah, and his face, his whole face looking. Teeth. This whole comic got me like, yeah, exactly. Copy said Victoria get the trade. The individual issues are expensive. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I would probably do digital at that point as well.
Yeah. I have seen the trade in a shop here in Dunedin, but it was quite expensive. Comics in New Zealand are expensive anyway, so I was kind of like, oh, yeah. So
yeah. All right, so here's the next bit here. Moving forward, another, there we see Cheshire there. There were some other beautiful panels with her too earlier on. I didn't get a chance to take out, but I love that little team up there at the bottom with Harley and Catwoman. Just
I love that.
And we even get a little glimpse of what looks to be Punchline right at the bottom.
Yes, yeah, that's her like first appearance, like cameo, little like sneak peek. I really, really love that little sneak peek. And that's something that I think Tynion and Jimenez do really well, because that's in the later issue with our girl Miracle Molly coming out soon. And they did the cool little like sneak peek of her as well. So
yep.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
really
wait for
like
that.
how they do that. It's super fun.
I see. What else? Oh, Mercy was saying, I want to see Mr. Teeth in a live action movie. That would be interesting and creepy at the same time.
Yes. Oh my God. It would be horrific. He would go really well in the Suicide Squad roster, actually.
There you
the
go.
new Suicide Squad movie, like with Polka Dot Man and stuff like that. So
yeah.
that could be an iconic team up.
I like it. It would creep me out, but I like it. I love the panel here on the right with Harley. This is where she's getting the controls of trying to distract or take out Deathstroke while other things are going on with Catwoman and stuff. And I just thought that it was it's cool to see. She's like this little kid, at a video game, going nuts and spending a lot of Batman's money while doing it. Sending all these weapons going away. So yeah, I just like the big splash page there. And I love this this outfit of hers. At least compared to some of the other ones that I've seen. I do like the vibes. So I
love like down in the bottom, like in the middle, she's got like the fluffy pom-poms on her sneakers and stuff like that. Like I just love all the details.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I think it's really cool. So
I just noticed that, the fluffy pom-poms.
Yeah. They're so cute. I love them.
Nice,
I think you see them more, and there's another issue that you can like see the pom-poms on her sneakers again. I think it's really cool. So yeah. I actually I've got the like concept art variant of that Jorge Jimenez did for one of the Batman issues that like shows his whole design for her. And it would be so fun to do like a cosplay, because it's all like casual stuff that you can get. But it looks really cool and like effective altogether.
Yep. Yeah. You don't have to spend too much money doing it.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be so fun. It just looks so cool. So yeah. I love it.
Mercy was saying the part the part where she's she can take out Deathstroke's other eye, pure evil. Oh yeah. Shooting those little things. Let's jump into the next one here. We have kind of our introduction
the designer.
Of the man. Yeah, this is let me ask you, what are your thoughts about the designer generally speaking? Like when you reading this, what did you think of him?
I mean, I like him, but he's probably not my favorite of the like newly introduced characters from Tynion. He kind of like served his purpose for this particular story arc, and he was like super interesting compared to the like Joker and like the Riddler and stuff, and really brought out their worst. So I thought it was good writing. And like of course Jorge Jimenez like really went hard with designing the designer. So I really love this like crazy jacket situation, cape, whatever you call it. So
yeah, I love the whole getup, that fluff behind him, and like if you're going to be called the designer, you better be looking like sharp when it comes to like fancy fashion. And he's got the the tall black boots and things like that, and so it's like military style, but also just fashiony. I don't know. It's like his own. His whole thing is just himself. So I did a little zoom up of him because that's essentially his face. Is all we really see throughout most of this, and we don't get too much of a backstory on him. I would have liked to see a little more, or I don't know. I hope we see more, or he's used again at some point, because I do like the idea of him and just how obsessed he is with creating these plans upon plans upon plans. So I think it would be interesting to kind of go down a different road at some other point, maybe, where a writer can take him and reuse him somewhere else.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah,
his outfit copies comment.
His outfit's cross between Cruella de Vil and Tiger King. Yep. It's fine.
Okay. You called it.
What's up,
and Sheena's here. Yay. So happy.
I love it. So the thing with the designer, for anyone who's not familiar or didn't read this part, his grand scheme of things is to bring together the four dangerous villains of Gotham to kind of give them what they quote unquote want. And then his plan from there is to essentially that frees up everything else for what he really wants to do. So I do like, it's kind of like chess. Like I used to play a lot of chess, and I just think of like the idea of thinking 10 moves ahead and really trying to, outthink your opponents. And that's how Batman is, right? I mean, that's how he always works, is trying to think 10 moves ahead of everybody. And then of course that's how Joker thinks. Joker thinks ahead like that too. So and I think we have here's like kind of the coming together during the flashback of where Catwoman here is explaining how she portrayed, but like how she went about this whole planning, and now she feels bad because it's basically gonna, she knows Batman's gonna be in big trouble because of everything that she was doing. Oh, I love that.
I love the purple Catwoman outfit so much. It's my favorite of her outfits. So
I love it. I keep having to switch screens when I go to the slide, so I didn't see you holding that up until I went back to the screen.
I love it. So very cool. Cute.
Damn it! See, now that's something I need to buy. You see?
Well, you probably have a hard time finding it, because I think it was one of those like a convention exclusive type releases that Funko did. So you might find it on eBay though. But man, it's so cute. Like I love that little style. I have the same kind of figure, but it's like Lady Thor or like Mighty Thor, like the girl Thor. So cool. I love him. Yeah.
We got my friend Gore Vidal in the house here. He says designer looks like something out of Morrison's Doom Patrol and the Invincibles. Interesting design. I didn't get to read these issues, but the art is good. Something that's been consistent with Batman. For sure. Gore, I hope you get a chance to read it at some point, because it is a good read. It is definitely a good read. So I just love this gathering of the team here, right? Just the bad guys that are coming together. They're standing on the dock because they were just jumping onto this random boat that made them, that brought them over here to this part of the island or whatever. For this big meeting. Like this is all, I think, issue 90. I think a lot of this took place.
I think so.
I think that's got to be my favorite issue. I just loved that whole bit of the designer explaining his plan. And I think, let me go over one here. Had I threw this in because I just love this piece here where the designer explained who he was and welcomed them, and they took their guns away and everything. And I just love Joker's face here where he's like holding back and then he bursts out laughing because it does just sound like a joke,
it does,
like pathetic. So I love that.
And that's the cover for issue 90 as well, which is obviously the cover that they use like on the front of this book. And it has to be one of my favorite covers from the whole run by Jorge Jimenez, because it's just stunning. Like I got the main one, and then I got they did a black and white like sketch reprint variant or whatever. And I love it so much. I would love to have this as like a movie size poster, like in my hallway or something. I think that would be so cool, because I love the whole like city background and Batman looking like a snack, like a full meal. Actually, there's no way that man is just a snack. So and like Catwoman just looking like super hot as well. I just think it's all definitely my favorite issue from this like trade is issue 90 for sure. So
I really enjoyed just the whole bickering between each of them. Like basically the designer brings each of them into a room separately and asks them the question of, what do you want? What do you want to accomplish, or how, and he basically helps them plan out their to be successful. I think it was Penguin who essentially wants to be mayor and run the city. Riddler wants to control like the police and all the different law enforcement and have that kind of power. Meanwhile, Catwoman wants to have all the money in the world.
The biggest heist.
And then Riddler, we get like this whole. Joker. We get this whole.
That last like panel for the Joker is just.
I'll jump in this. Riddler was just like. They even said like they were like 2 hours in the room together, or they spent like many hours just talking. And the rest of the group's like, what are they talking about? Like, what's going on? And what's the deal? And then at the end of that scene is where designer bursts out through the door and yells, "Kill them all." And at that point, we get into this awesome action sequence, and there's a lot of guns and fighting going on. I do find it a little weird that they all survived, or I question like how they got out of that, because in the beginning, when they all get on to, or get off the boat and they enter the place, like he's like, please remove all their guns and all this other stuff. So they're completely unarmed going into this. And so I don't know if the designer just has terrible goons, which usually is the case, or they're just really, they're the best fighters, which they are, very very tough to kill. So but either way, so they get out of this, and this is kind of the scene of it, or at least the one on the right here. Joker, that face. Oh my god.
Yeah, oh my god, it's so good.
So good.
So creepy.
He's like staring off into the distance as they set the whole place on fire, and
gives me the heebie-jeebies.
And then on the left here, it kind of is that same cover that you were just showing, that kind of vibe of being in the city, Bat and Cat just hanging out, having this whole discussion. Because this is where she feels bad. She feels bad, right? That she's gone through with this plan essentially, and she feels that Batman's not really going to be able to do anything about it because the designer had really put things in motion. And now, because that whole thing was a flashback technically, right? So now this is like the current, and she's trying to explain to Batman like this: the designer's back, and he's after what he wants, and he's essentially going to kill us, us being the bad guys. So,
and like also like this was my plan, like this is what she's kind of like leading there, like this is what I did to fuck you over.
She feels
sorry
bad
about it, almost husband.
right. She's kicking herself for it, and feels like this is essentially might not be a challenge he can take on, as well as all of them. I mean she knows she's going to be wanted. Like the designer's not messing around. He wants to get his revenge as he's coming back here. And I should point out, so if people don't know, Joker's plan was essentially like, or what designer thought would be the Joker wanting to kill Batman, and but Joker was smart enough to really figure out the truth of everything, of what the designer wanted, and basically he wanted to be the designer in that sense. He wanted to be the kingpin of everybody, and I think I have I did do a slide of it later, but but anyways, but so this was, I think, the end of issue 90, and this was the other glimpse that we got of a punchline.
I really like that one, and I like the one where he's also explaining like a little bit, and we get this. I don't know if I tabbed it for you, but this panel of the Joker.
Oh, I have it
here. It's just terrifies me.
Here it is. So this whole scene, this is issue 91 here, and I love this opening part. And this is where Joker really explains it, right? This is where he like really goes into detail about here's what the designer had wanted for us to do or to work into his plans, right? And he draws out, designer on that piece of paper, on the napkin, the penguin. You see all these little silly drawings, Catwoman, and all that. And then, I just love I love Joker. I just love his sarcasm and how he carries himself and his confidence in like everything he does. He's just such a badass villain. He is the best villain. And that's why I can never like give up fully on DC, because I just love what he does for the story. And then on the right is what you were talking about, the beautiful
so creepy
burning of the napkin. Copy was saying, if you want a good Catwoman cover, grab the Art Germ Catwoman #1 variant from Rebirth. Interesting.
I'll Google it.
Have to check that out.
Google it now.
What up?
Hi, Todd.
Christian in the house. Thanks for stopping in. So again, that's probably one of my favorite panels throughout this whole entire thing, that Joker look.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, get that on a poster or something.
Be creepy. Give me nightmares.
I am weird. I like the idea of like clowns, like scary clowns. Like I have a drawing of it on my wall, and my girlfriend's like, why do we have? And I personally think it is very cute. I don't know why. That's how I think of them. Anyways, so I love.
I have this really cool like crochet Pennywise like doll in my lounge. I'll show it to you later. It's so cute.
Please do.
Yeah.
Pennywise is a cutie. He's a cute little clown. I really believe that. Oh, what's up? We got Perry in the house, and Perry says clowns terrify me. Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. Let me jump here to the next one. Oh, these are some of the back and forth.
Harley looking like a snack, as per usual, being funny. I just love her. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Throughout
love
this
how
whole
she's
thing,
like
I just really love it.
she's like throwing a fit when they cut her off with she can't play that little game anymore.
The game anymore.
Yeah.
Make my game work. It's so funny.
She is
Yeah,
great.
I love the bit where she like calls Catwoman like a sexy librarian as well.
Oh, on the top right here. Yeah,
She's like, whoops, just say librarian to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
So
great
good.
one. She's like, what? A librarian? She's like questioning.
Yeah.
We get a nice booty shot of Harley. So I had to throw that
We
in there.
Yeah.
And then this is where the guys that they had held down, they all escaped. So this was like really part of the build up of what was like going down with the designer doing his thing. I think at this point Riddler was on the big screen of all of Gotham. I don't fully remember what was going on there, but
no, Batman's fighting Deathstroke, isn't he?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and that was during. Yeah, so Riddler is the face, and he was trying to give him all these cool riddles. That I'm always intrigued to hear like riddle jokes with the Riddler. So that was a cool scene trying to trick Batman, but Batman knew every single answer, which I loved. And then as you're saying, Deathstroke, which I think here it is. That panel there on the right, or well, all of it.
So
really.
good.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing, so good. I love the whole situation.
Yep, the goons there that they're fighting at first. So like, like that, him and Deathstroke like never fight side by side, right? That's not a thing usually.
Not often, I don't think. Oh, it's just such good. Like, that one that you've got up there is just so. It's so striking. Like, I love the way that's all like positioned on the panel and like everything is just so good.
Yep, agreed. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on a character such as Deathstroke, the role that he played here? Because I feel like he played a lot of different sides, and he was working for. I know he's the type, from my understanding, anyways. He's the type of person who like he runs his own thing. He does what he wants to do. He has a lot of money. He's a very smart guy. He doesn't necessarily just need to work for anybody, and that was what struck Batman. Was just like, well, like who is rich enough to be paying Deathstroke to be really doing something? Because usually Deathstroke won't do his own thing, or he'll do his own thing. He won't necessarily work for others. So
I mean, I love Deathstroke because he is kind of like a moral gray area, and I think that like morally gray characters are usually the most interesting to me personally, because you it's really hard to figure out what their motive is. So I find that more engaging, and like Deathstroke is a good example of that, because you're kind of like, am I rooting for you, or am I mad at you, or like, are you trying to do something good, or who are you trying to fuck over? Like, and which is a lot of the feeling that you get for him throughout these kind of issues, is you're kind of like, stop it. Oh wait, maybe I'm rooting for you now. So
very, very, a lot of push and pull kind of thing.
Definitely.
But he is such a badass. I love him as a character. Like, I want to read more of Deathstroke because I feel like I would really enjoy what he's all about in general.
For sure. I really liked him in his little bit in the Deceased Unkillables storyline. Like, obviously that's out of continuity. It's part of like Tom King's Deceased stuff, but I really liked the Unkillables bit where you do have a little like bit of Deathstroke, and he's just he's so cool. I just love him.
Nice. So, I want to read the Deceased stuff next. That's on my.
I love Deceased so much. It's so fun. It's so good, but like emotional as well as fun. Nice. Hi, PJ.
What's up, PJ? Yanks lost again. Don't remind me, man. I know it was brutal. We're not looking good. Missing Link also in the house. I don't know if I caught you before, but what's up, Missing Link? Thanks for stopping in. We had Gore Vidal saying, "No Good Comics. If you like clowns, look for beautiful stories for ugly children. The stories like Ha Ha and Ice Cream Man are about human tragedies disguised as horror. First issue was about clowns." So I love Ha Ha right now. I've read every issue that's out. I think there's 4 issues out right now. And I love Ha Ha. Ice Cream Man I do need to read. I did read that first issue. I did not I did not get into any more of it, but yeah, great recommendations because I am really enjoying a lot of that stuff. And then Todd Christian here saying the Priest Deathstroke series was great. My favorite series from the Rebirth era. So there you go. Yeah, Rebirth is another thing that I should at some point go back and, I actually did. I did download something. Oh, I downloaded the Batman Rebirth. I thought about maybe dabbling. Let's see. Then we got this was. Oh, I just wanted to put this in here because this was just more of like the back and forth between the two as they're trying to creep through the underground, and Harley here swinging the mallet, saying that she hates zombie cops. Oh yeah, because this is where
strangely
she's like
specific, like
yeah, because this is where Catwoman was like walking forward, and then like Harley turned around and recognized that they're in trouble now, and Catwoman's like, what?
Yeah,
and she's like, oh, I don't know, just maybe these creepy zombie cops that are behind us, and she's like, oh yeah, I guess we should handle those guys.
Yep, it's so good.
Yeah, I love their team up stuff. Oh, and here's your other girl here.
Big titty goth girlfriend in the house.
Yeah,
here she is.
I love that the creepy clowns behind her. Like she's so badass.
Yeah, she is.
So what are your overall thoughts with her with Punchline?
Honestly, like I really like her, and like you'll have to read it pretty soon. Coming up is the Punchline one shot, which was by Tynion and the art, or Tynion, and the art was Mirka and Dolfo. Okay. Yeah, it's really good, like shockingly good, because like a lot of people were kind of like, oh, like I don't like Punchline. Like I think can't remember if I had talked about it with Jen or if it was just because I had watched her talking about it with Dan. I can't remember now, but they kind of like discussed her and how they didn't really 100% like how she was utilized from memory. But then, in the one shot where you kind of learn more about her, like, it's just so good. Like, it's so good. And I love her. Like, honestly, I'm, like, all about having more hot, badass babes in Gotham. Like, yes, please. Thank you. Like, we can just add another one to the roster to go with Harley, go with Catwoman, go with Ivy, like go with all our girls. So having another, like particularly angry, like she's such a good juxtaposition to Harley because Harley's like, la, 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 like swing her mallet, look like a badass, crack some jokes, like play her little video games, like psychoanalyze someone and like eat a breakfast sandwich, whereas Punchline's like, I'm gonna stab a bitch. So
yeah, she doesn't hold back.
yeah,
to see these two go at it was like perfect.
So
I
fun.
really enjoyed that.
I can't wait for you to read some more and see like the different like Harley versus Punchline rounds. Mild spoilers, so super. So it's so good, honestly. Yes, Sheena loves the Gotham girls.
Let's see. We got so I just threw in a couple other panels here. We get another booty shot from Harley, so I threw that in there. And this was just great. I mean, I love seeing the way Harley looked here on the right with this massive gun as she's going at as they go at it. She's taking out some of the goons. The fight scenes in general, they were just also great. They really were.
Yeah. Definitely. I like how Harley's trying to like give her advice and she's like, nah, bitch.
Yeah.
I think that's funny. Yeah. Punchline is just evil. I like it. Yeah, for sure. I think it's there's not like you can kind of turn her into like a sympathetic villain or, like a morally gray, like anti-hero really with Punchline. I don't think there's any pulling her back unless we get some like real drastic change in like the Batman like 106 onwards stuff that happens. Right. So
agreed.
Yeah, which is cool.
And then this is towards the end here. I think this is where I kind of wrap things up. But this is essentially, Batman gets out of the jam and everything that he was in, and takes out Designer. We have Catwoman here, who was, she was in a hospital. And she was taken from the hospital right before Batman could get back to her. And it was the Penguin who saved her, essentially, brought her back to what we see here on the right, which is this hangout of villains, which is like the underground, right? I forgot to mention, and I wanted to talk about, there was another part in here with Penguin where he I think it was Deathstroke that slashed his neck open, and it was his trick of basically like telling Batman because that was where Deathstroke was locked down at first at Arkham Asylum, and so he ends up trying to basically Batman was there, but he has one of two choices: either try to go after the bad guys, or he can try to rush Penguin to a hospital. And of course, that's just Batman's style. It's always been his style, always wanting to try to save life in any way possible, even if it is one of the bad guys. He's always going to put that first, which I ultimately always just love about him. About his character. So wanting to always do the right thing and prioritize the way he feels he is the correct way. So that was just a small part, but that's where we see here in the panel. Penguin's neck is essentially wrapped up now because of what happened from earlier. We got Jason here in the chat. What's up, Jason? Need to catch up on Batman, so I'm leaving a tab. Yeah, definitely catch up. I recommend. And then Roscoe here also. What's up, Roscoe? Good to see you. What did you think about like the way this kind of wrapped up?
I thought it was so interesting the way that we kind of wrapped some stuff up, but then in wrapping it up, we also like opened a whole lot more doors as well to go into the like next story arc, go into obviously, the Joker War is up next. So I thought it was really effective. And I think it's one of the reasons that I like Tynion's writing actually is the way that he kind of does a finale or like he closes off a story arc. I think it's something he does really strongly because I liked it in the way that he did Something is Killing the Children, and I liked it in the Batman Detective Comics stuff that he did for Rebirth because he's like the way that he can answer some questions but give us more, but it doesn't feel like lazy or unsatisfactory or anything. I think it's like I really like it. It just makes me want to be like, give me the Batman.
I love it. Yeah, and another thing to keep in mind too is that Tynion is essentially taking, he took over from Tom King, so he has to work with what Tom King has left him. And Tom King obviously had his own storyline, so he can't necessarily just copy that, but he has to have it make sense with what was written before. So I always find it interesting when another writer comes in and takes over for a specific series, like in the middle of the series. I just feel like that's just got to be so much harder to do. And I'm so impressed when a writer can do that in a way that not only did he made it his own, but he also he made us care enough to want to continue reading. And like you said, he gave us some answers, but at the same time, now it's like, I need to know more. This obviously leaves off with a lot of question marks as well. So overall,
I like the way that he, for example, I don't like in the Injustice comics how when we change from Tom Taylor over to Brian, whatever the fuck his last name is, I didn't like how you kind of almost couldn't quite tell where the change of writer was, but you knew it was a change of writer because you could the story kind of fell off and you could tell that it wasn't really that writer's story that they were actually telling anymore. Like it wasn't their idea and they were floundering, versus going from Tom King, who has a very distinctive style of writing, over to James Tynion and, or Tynion rather. Tynion makes it his own straight away and refreshes it and keeps you engaged, and it doesn't feel like he was trying too hard to slot into what had happened before. He was like, cool, loved what happened before, we're moving on, like we've got new fresh ideas, we're freshening it up, but he doesn't go and undo anything either, which I don't think he does. And I really like that. So I just think it was such a good reboot, like a refresh, but without actually refreshing anything. It's just giving us new excitement for the story, I think is so good. So
absolutely. Mercy was saying the new writer can be served a turd sandwich. Be served a turd sandwich takes a lot of talent to continue the run. It definitely, it is not easy. I imagine it's not easy to take over a run like that and be able to make it make sense and not force anything, Roscoe saying Batman has been really good, but I'm trying to keep up with all these new characters. Roscoe, we talked a little bit about that, and that I personally really like the idea of the new characters just because it leaves that sense of mystery of like, who are these people? What do they do? What is their background? What are their goals? What are they trying to do? So, but it is a lot to keep up with for sure if you're not, fully engaged with everything. So, but yeah, so I know there's a lot of other upcoming, characters that are introduced that I don't know about yet, but I'm
Miracle
very
Molly is coming.
Yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah.
You already know I'm all in. I blame you for that. I've ordered almost every single variant that there is. It's so bad.
I've actually got 2 tabs open on my phone for 2 more variants I want to get when some money goes into my PayPal. So
nice.
I'm like, oopsies.
Let's see. Todd here was saying that they're doing a new Secret Files series starting in July that will spotlight Batman's support cast. Batman will not appear in the series. Okay, very cool.
Love that. Love that. Cool. Kind of like Gotham Central type vibes, like the background stuff that's happening. That'll be really cool. I'll definitely have to pick that up. So
yeah. Oh, 100%. Oh, the chat just jumped. We got my man Newbie in the house. What's up, Newbie? Thanks for stopping in.
Hey.
Let's see. Sorry about the spelling. I occasionally have a Swedish keyboard set and the autocorrect messes. No, you're all good, man.
Yeah, I'm the queen of typos. Like, my brain goes way faster than I can ever like type or text. So I am always making weird typos on stuff. So you're totally fine with it. Don't apologize for that. No, not necessary.
I love it. So that's the slide that we had here. Anybody watching, we have 17 people in here right now, which is absolutely awesome. I did not think we were going to get that many people hanging out. So I appreciate all of you. Stick around because we got a couple things. 18 people now. We have a giveaway, and then let me remove this real quick. And then I also want to show off 2 things that I had recently acquired that is pretty wild. So I don't know. Do you want to do your giveaway first, or how do you want to go about this?
So my comic book shop, Waypoint Comics, has, supported me so much. Like, he lets me pay off like my orders. Like, sometimes I get like a massive pull list. He lets me pay it off. Like, he is absolutely amazing. Like, Warren is legit. I don't know if most of you guys won't know this, but Dunedin, where I live in New Zealand, is a pretty small place. And so we don't really have enough people here to have a full-time comic shop open. So Warren actually opens Waypoint on his lunch breaks from his normal job. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, he's open for an hour at lunchtime, and then he opens on Saturdays. So he really does the work to like get comics for people of where I live in Dunedin. And he has kindly given me a hardback of Wonder Woman Dead Earth to give away to someone in the chat today. So if you want a chance to win this, and I will I'll mail it out to whoever, like international, like whatever, I'll mail it to you. All you have to do is tell me if I'm the joke, then you're the, so tell me the answer to the question in the chat if you want to win this, because this is something that we will be doing a comic book team up on in the future, because I really want Justin to read it. Yes. And I know like Jen and like Sheena and Henriette and stuff, we all really, really love this book. I really want to read it again. So yeah, if you want a chance to win, just answer the question. And yeah, we'll put you in the draw. I'll do a little spinny wheel and announce it. So yay. Right, I better open up my notepad so I can note down who I have to do the spinny wheel for. So super fun. I'm very excited. So yeah, that was really kind. A big thank you to Waypoint Comics. If you want to find them on Instagram, please do, because he does post some cool stuff. And we want to support our like local comic shops. So yeah, awesome. Right, just opening up a notepad. So
yeah, we got Nanya in here. We had Bobby was hanging out. I wanted to also Empire Comics up top here. I just had Empire. There we go. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Yeah, so they're all coming in. So how does this work, V? So they're all answering the question. Are you doing this here? Are you doing this live? Or are you doing this?
I'll do it on my phone. I'll note it down on my phone, and then I'll put all the names in, and then you guys can watch the little wheel on my phone. Yeah.
Okay, so you want to mark these names. Yeah. In the meantime, I do want to show off 2 things that I got, and I completely blame you and Sheena I think Sheena is what really pushed me over the edge, which is just terrible. But I literally last night I was thinking, and I'm like, I don't need to buy this. I just don't need to buy this. And I bought it. So this is the
Yes.
I had to get this hardcover. I'm going to open it right now because I love the artwork that you were showing off, and I know it was posted on what is that the Instagram, the Omni Nerd.
Yeah, Omni Nerd. He's cool, man. I love his page.
Yeah, I loved what he was showing, and I'm like, I think I need that. I think I need to own that. Yeah. And so to just real quick take off the sleeves. Oh, it's beautiful.
It's stunning.
I love it.
Love it so much.
And I am going to be diving into this next. This is actually this weekend. I plan to start reading this just because I want to read it, and I want to catch up to 107 and 108 and see where all that goes. So
definitely.
Absolutely stunning. It is a little smaller than I thought. I thought it'd be a little bigger than this, but that's okay. It's still beautiful.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be bigger too because there is actually a lot more tie-in stuff individually, but I guess they must have just picked the most relevant comic, which is actually good because some of the tie-in stuff I did get annoyed with, so it's actually relieved that there wasn't material in there that I didn't really care about. Like, it is the good stuff. Like, it is the good stuff, I promise. So, yeah, it's a little bit pricey, but I think it is just fucking stunning. So yeah.
I wanted to and then there was one other thing that I'm going to show off here. I just want to show up close. This is this is why I bought it. This is literally why, because of this artwork. And I will start to read it this weekend. The what was I going to say? Oh yes, you mentioned who else or what other issues are in it. It does mention that there are some pages from Harley Quinn, Nightwing, Outlaws, Catwoman, Detective Comics. There's like a couple issues, but ultimately this wraps between 95 and 100. And then goes from there. And it was $27 on Amazon, so it wasn't too bad. The other thing I want to show real quick as you are finishing up the names, this is so bad. It is I blame you. I literally, this is so you everyone that we've named here today, even like Copy and Fable, because I've talked DC with them, Abby, if you're still watching, and obviously Sheena. So I went and bought a book, and it's a cool book. I'm just gonna show it off because I don't know how else to show it. But V, thank you for making me do this. Just
you
bought this before. It is a 9.0 is what it's labeled. But it's a raw copy. It's a beautiful copy. I think there's like only one spine tick here on the side. But I am so happy to have it as part of the collection. I literally have been just obsessed. So
I love that cover so much, and for the life of me cannot get my hands on it. So congratulations. I'm so happy you have it in your collection. That's so cool.
So I love it. When you were bringing up the other covers when we were talking about the variants, and you were like, oh, I just love that cover. I can't, couldn't get the real thing, but would love to get the the variants or whatever,
artist,
the homage
interpretation or whatever.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I got it. It's like I got to show you. I wanted to wait though. I was gonna tell you right then, but I was like, oh, let me wait for the show because I'll put it on the show.
Yeah.
So, there it is.
It's so cool.
Very
stunning.
Excited, so.
I love it. Yay. Okay, last chance to enter the giveaway as well. So if I'm the joke, you're the answer the question, so I can put your name on the spinny wheel thing so that you can win this beautiful hardback of Wonder Woman Dead Earth. I'll show you guys how it looks under the dust jacket as well, because this is my copy. The one that you guys will get will be like shrink wrapped and stuff. But I just love the simplicity of this under the dust jacket as well. I just think it is so cool. I really love the artwork.
Hang on,
just the clouds and stuff. Like,
let me throw you over here real quick.
Make me bigger.
My computer. There we go. Yeah.
So that's the back, and the front. I just love how simple but effective it is, and it really just focuses on the beautiful art style. So yeah, I just think that's so cool. And then inside the dust jacket flap, you get this really cool little Diana here. Yeah, she looks so cool. So
that looks bigger. Is that bigger than the book I was just showing off, size wise?
It is, because it's in that bigger black label magazine
the
size.
magazine. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it's like a big book. So hold on, I'll just show you compared to my Batman one that's here for comparison. So it is quite a bit wider.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So all right. Do we have any more entries, or was that everybody?
So the other one that you're holding up, the Batman 90 one, is that also bigger than this?
No. Hold on, I've got the one that you've got as well. They're the same.
Same. Oh, okay. I was just curious. Okay, cool. Because I do want that one too, so bad.
Get it, do it.
Wait, does that one? Wait, take the sleeve off of that. Does that also have some cool artwork?
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
the rain that we discussed. Yeah, so super cool.
Nice.
I'll show you.
I like that you have tabs in yours. That's good.
So yeah,
nice.
that was because I was reading it while I was on the couch, and then I was like, oh, I better stick tabs in it so that I can go back, because I didn't have my phone with me, and show you like the ones that I wanted to include in the slideshow. So I was like, might as well tab it, because I do like annotate like novels anyway when I read them like this. So
oh yeah, oh wow, yep,
this made sense. Right, so we have some good entries on the spinny wheel, so I'm gonna spin it. Is it spinning?
Good luck, y'all. Good luck. Too bad I couldn't enter this. Other way. Oh, is it red? Is it yellow?
It's yellow. So Empire Comics.
Hey, Empire!
Hey,
congratulations!
Congratulations! If you want to DM me on Instagram, read across the stars, your address and stuff like that, and I will get it out to you probably next week at some point. So yeah,
nice.
It'll be a shrink wrapped copy, and I'll bubble wrap it and put it in like a probably cardboard sleeve so that it doesn't get like dinged up and stuff. So yeah, congratulations, a winner. Yeah, so yeah, DM me on Instagram and we'll sort out getting it to you.
Thanks for doing that, V.
Yeah,
very nice of you.
No worries, so fun. I do also, for future shows that we're going to do, I do have a whole lot of single issues stashed away to give away as well. So do make sure that you join us next time as well.
Abby saying
my daughter's just here, so I'm just going to mute. Hold on.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. Just reading Abby saying those hardbacks, so damn beautiful, faves in my collection. Yeah, I definitely have. I started because again, this is just so beautiful. I had to have it. And I think I have to go get 90 as well. Just the look of this, and then of course the content inside. So
for sure,
totally agree.
The one they've already like previewed the cover, I think, of the one that's got like Miracle Molly and stuff in it. So not the one that's coming out next, the one after that that's got Batman like 106 onwards in it. The cover of that looks also super stunning. So I'm really glad that I decided to start collecting these hardbacks, because they just are really going hard on the design for them, which we love to see.
I love it. What's up, Kelly?
So, yay! Hi, Kelly.
Thanks for the love. So yeah, love all the hardcovers that you're getting, because I see that you are really making a push for collecting a lot of those different ones, and they display so nicely. That's
they do. That's one of the reasons that I like to get the hardcovers, is because I do try to only purchase stuff that I really love and want to keep and reread like over and over again. So having the hardbacks is like better longevity personally. And like, just the hold on.
It's okay.
My daughter's crying, so I'll be
go ahead, do your thing. Yeah. So Mercy's out. Thanks, man. I appreciate you hanging out with us today. We got Chaos and Comics hanging out with us as well. What's up, Chaos? Again, Empire, I don't know if you're here right now, but make sure you follow up with Victoria. Congratulations again. Abby saying, I'm so glad the latest hardcover covers don't have an ugly label like Rebirth. Oh, do they have? Did Rebirth? I'm trying to picture how Rebirth's laid out or whatever. But yeah, I love the new stuff that's coming out right now is just stunning. So I imagine, I don't know if anyone in the chat knows, but is the next bit out yet? Is it available after the Joker War saga? Does anyone know? Victoria, I was just asking, if anyone knows if the next hardcover is out? Or
it's not out yet. I have it ordered, but it's not out yet. I think it's next month maybe it comes out, because it's like, what's it called? I've got it in my chat with one of my LCSs, because I was asking him to get it in for me. Comic, because he did have the date on it as well. Comic shop. My dog Atlas stole one of my daughter's pretzels, so she was really upset about it.
I would be upset too. I would be upset too.
Yeah, I know. I was like, totally fair. Let's hug it out, and then you can. She's actually now taken one of her leftover Easter eggs to eat while she waits for us to finish up. So, nice. She's one of those kids that gets a whole lot of Easter eggs, but then doesn't actually eat them for like months and months. So yeah, she doesn't really have a sweet tooth, but loves the idea of it, just like me. I'm the exact same. And then her dad is like a massive sweet tooth, so he's like, why won't you guys just eat your bloody Easter eggs? Like eyeballing them, trying to be like, can I eat them? So yeah, super funny.
I love it.
Hold on, I'm just trying to see if I can find that hardback for the other one in the chat, because I'm pretty sure it does come out soon, and I'm really excited to get my hands on it. It is definitely not my favorite story arc for sure. Some of it did feel, I don't know. I know other people like Star Killer Comics on Instagram. He really, really liked it. He loved Ghostmaker, but it wasn't my particular favorite. And a couple of the issues were kind of like, I was like, oh, do I really want to keep collecting the single issues? But then when we got to that like yellow cover for Batman 106 that first got previewed, I was like, no, I'm going to keep buying them. I love it. Can't put it down now. So
yeah, I know I've heard mixed feelings about Joker War for sure. I know a lot of people are either heavily one way or heavily the other, and it doesn't seem like there's much in between. So I have a feeling I'm going to love it just because that's kind of who I am, and just I find a joy in everything I read. I'm a very, I don't know, I have a hard time giving something any type of negative feedback. I really struggle with that. But
you
I look forward
definitely need to make sure you pick up Batman Annual number 5, because there's a new character introduced in the Joker War called Clown Hunter, and his like backstory is told in Annual number 5, and it is so good. Like I loved it. Yeah, it's not in this, I don't think. I'm pretty sure it's included in the next hardback, potentially.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I haven't actually double-checked, but yeah, if it's not in there, do try and get it digitally, because the art is so cool, like the story is so cool, and definitely get the Mirka Andolfo punchline variant, number 1, whatever it is.
I'm pretty sure I bought it just because.
It's so good. Like, it's such a good read. So
Todd Christian saying Joker War was a mess. However, Tynion is doing a lot better with the Scarecrow story. So there you go.
Oh, I really to be honest, I did really like Joker War. Like, I found it really engaging. So
you did? Okay,
yeah, I think it was fun. I liked it.
We got Off-World Adam hanging out with us. What's up, Off-World? We are just kind of wrapping things up here. So make sure you catch the replay. Everyone hanging out right now. We still have 11 people here. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to hang out with us on this Saturday, or my Saturday afternoon, or Victoria's Sunday morning. So appreciate all you, and of course hit that thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed to Victoria, because so we should talk a little bit about so our next show. We haven't chosen a book yet, but we will announce that soon. It's going to be over on Victoria's channel, right, V?
Yeah. Yes.
So make sure you guys are subbed up if you haven't already, and also follow Victoria over on Instagram. I put the links in the description below, and keep an eye out, because we're doing this bi-weekly. So the end of the month, end of April, we'll be back again for another one. We'll announce what the book is shortly. If you guys want to read along with us, as always, but we appreciate you guys hanging out. I do want to ask you, Victoria, if you have anything coming up that you want to share with the people before we wrap up.
I don't actually have anything too much planned at the moment that I can think of off the top of my head.
You have your blogs, your weekly blogs?
Yeah, I actually haven't really been filming a vlog. Oh, you know what I am doing right now at the moment? I am doing a 24-hour read the clap. I got it this time as well. My jumper didn't get in the way for a dud clap.
So good.
I am doing a 24-hour readathon. So if anyone wants to join in, like I can add you to my little chat. We're trying to basically read as much stuff in the next 24 hours as possible. Like I've got a whole lot of single issues that I want to catch up on. I've got a couple of hardbacks and manga and like other stuff. So if you want to join in for that, I'm going to do a vlog for it as well. And then Sid and I are reading Monstrous, the first hardback, so book 1 of Monstrous, which I think is paperback volumes 1 to 3 or 4. So if you feel like reading Monstrous, please do, because Sid Senior reads, and I will be doing a live stream at the end of the month to discuss Monstrous by Image Comics as well. So yeah, there's that. So I can't believe I almost forgot.
Cool.
So I'm really bad at setting dates for stuff. So
I've heard great things about Monsters, so that's very cool. And what you were showing on your story, as you just referenced, and for all you that are hanging with us still, the 48-hour thing, I will attempt to try to hang out and do that, but I do plan on doing some reading between today and tomorrow, because a lot of Sunday I don't plan on doing too much streaming or anything, so I do want to catch up on some stuff. Hopefully I can read this whole Joker War by the end of the weekend, so I have some things I will try to keep up with some of the reading that you're doing, but thank you, V, for always encouraging me to read more. Because
read more books.
Yes, ever since I've been hanging out with you, with Abby, Kelly, Sheena, like you guys really pushed me to get more into more of the books. So always enjoying that.
Also, the next hardback is called Batman Volume 3 Ghost Stories, and it said it's out June 15.
Oh, okay.
So
perfect.
Not too far away. Yeah. So once you get through this, it's not too long to go to get the next one. So
nice.
Yeah.
There is a possibility I just download it anyways, because I do that and read it digitally. But
for sure.
I want to get caught up before. My goal is to get caught up before May, because it's that's when Miracle Molly starts. Yeah. So I'll see if it's doable. Definitely doable.
Definitely. You can totally do it.
Yeah,
you could catch up this weekend. Like you could probably smash it all out, to be honest.
I'm trying to get better at being a faster reader, because I'm so jealous that you guys can just like kill books the way you do, and I'm like, I want to read so much, but I just can't do it. So for me, I was gonna say I just have this Tuesday. Well, so I just had a show with Reggie Collects, my Comic Collector Origins. I interviewed him. So if you guys here in the chat, if you weren't there for that, or if you missed the whole thing, make sure you go check that out, because that was a lot of fun getting to hear his background and story. And then I have this Tuesday, I have my comic relief with Morbius, which last week was insane. Victoria, I don't know if you got to go back and watch any of that, but
I haven't watched it yet. No,
there was
I plan to.
There was some heated moments, let's just say, and it was a lot of fun though. I mean, all in good fun and respect. Yeah. But some good topics. So we'll have another one coming up this Tuesday, and then of course I do my Omni X-Men with John's Comics with Kids Tuesday nights at 9. So that follows that show. And then Tag Team Thursday on Thursdays, and I'll be back with another Comic Collector Origin.
You're so busy all the time. Oh my gosh.
A lot of content. Yeah.
Doing the most.
It's great. It's I've been having so much fun. It's cool. So all right. So 2 weeks, guys, keep an eye out for Victoria and I will be posting that. We'll have a new thumbnail. We'll have all that stuff. Hopefully, sometime this week. So if anybody wants to catch up with whatever we are going to get into, then you'll have some time to do so. And otherwise, everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching the replay. Hit that thumbs up. Make sure you're subbed to Victoria. And we'll see you all in 2 weeks. Thank you, V. Later.